Once, during a long golden summer, a young boy went to visit his grandfather in a quiet countryside village. Far away from the noise of the city, it was a place where time moved slower, and every breeze carried the scent of wildflowers and memory. The boy loved being with his grandfather. They would take long walks, feed birds, sit under trees, and talk about life. The old man was calm, wise, and carried a silence that felt full of meaning. One afternoon, while watching the clouds float by, the boy turned to his grandfather and asked, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be a great man. I want to be successful. Can you teach me how?" His grandfather didn't reply right away. Instead, he gave a soft nod and said, "Come with me." They walked to a nearby plant nursery, where the grandfather picked out 2 young saplings, fragile, green, full of life. He carried them home with care. Back at home, the grandfather planted 1 sapling in a pot and placed it inside the house by a window. The other sapling he planted outside in open soil under the sun, exposed to wind and rain. Then he asked the boy, "Tell me, which of these 2 do you think will grow better?" The boy thought and said, "The one inside. It's safe, no storms, no animals, no burning sun. The one outside is at risk." His grandfather smiled quietly. "We shall see, my boy. We shall see." The boy eventually returned home. Life continued. School, friends, new adventures. But deep inside, he never forgot that moment. 4 years later, now a teenager, the boy returned. Taller, more thoughtful, and with questions still burning in his mind. The moment he saw his grandfather, he said eagerly, "Grandpa, years ago I asked you how to be successful. You never told me, but this time, you have to." The old man chuckled softly. But I did. Come, let's look at the plants." He led the boy to the pot inside the house. The plant was alive, but small. Its trunk was thin, its leaves few. It looked fragile. Then he led him outside. What stood there was no longer a sapling. It was a towering tree, its trunk thick, roots deep, branches stretching wide like open arms. Birds sang in its branches. Its shade was cool and generous, and had become part of the land. The boy stared in awe. "How did this happen?" his grandfather asked. "Which one grew more?" The boy replied, "The one outside." "But how? It faced so many dangers. Shouldn't it have broken?" The grandfather nodded slowly. "Exactly. That tree fought. The wind bent it, but didn't break it. The rain tried to drown it. The sun scorched it. Animals may have gnawed at its roots, but through every trial, it grew stronger. Its roots went deeper. Its branches stretched higher." He paused, then said, "The plant inside was safe, but also limited. Its roots had nowhere to go. It was never challenged, never strengthened. Comfort protected it, but also held it back." Then he placed his hand over the boy's heart and said, "Remember this. In life, if you always seek comfort, you will remain small. But if you are willing to face challenges, if you dare to stand in the storm, you will grow into something powerful." Success doesn't come from safety. It comes from struggle. It comes from daring to fail, to fall, and to rise again. The boy stood in silence, his gaze fixed on the tree. In that moment, something shifted inside him. He understood. We often look at pain as punishment, at obstacles as enemies. But what if they are teachers? Every problem is a push to grow. Every failure is a step closer to strength. And every storm is preparing you for greatness. Life, my friend, is not a straight path. It is winding, unpredictable, full of hidden trials. But it is within those trials that you discover who you really are. Just like in the games you love, the fun isn't in walking an empty path. It's in solving puzzles, beating the hard levels, unlocking new power. So too, in life, every hardship is a new level. Every challenge is a chance to level up. Don't avoid the hard things. Run toward them. Face them. Grow through them. And one day, you'll look back and realize the storms you feared were the very winds that lifted you. You were not born to stay in the pot. You were born to stand tall under the open sky. So keep going. Keep rising. Because your roots are deeper than you think. And your branches were always meant to reach the stars.